So before we start the session, I would just like to give a small introduction about what we do. So the organization which is conducting this Ask Me Anything session is called Samayu, and we are an intersectional NGO who wants to create impact on animals, people, and planet. I can see someone messaged. Yes, so you can see that our website is being posted here on the messages. Thanks, Shubham. You can check us out on our website, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So do follow us. Um, so some of the core purpose of what Samayu does is we envision a revolution in India's food system, cultivating a future where all beings thrive. We drive a transition towards a climate resilient, plant forward society. And why we're doing this is because we see our world as interconnected, where the well-beings of humans, animals, and the planet are dependent on one another. Samayu promotes inclusivity and practical solutions to systematic issues, highlighting the intrinsic value of every life. So in Samayu, we have two wings. We have a farming vertical and we have consumer vertical. On the farming vertical, we transform farming practices, advocating a shift from industrial to regenerative agriculture and alternative protein sources. We also leverage on One Health approach. We engage with stakeholders to foster changes that consider human health, animal well-being, and the environment. Our impactful research, collaborations with esteemed institutions, and comprehensive field studies inform our evidence based policy interventions. So, that is what we do on the farming side of it. On the consumer side of it, Samayu advocates for plant based diet through campaigns, online resources, expert collaborations, and creative outreach events. This is one of those events called Ask Me Anything sessions. And our consumer campaign is called Food and You 2.0. And the reason why we say 2.0 is because we are enabling a system where you create a 2.0 version of yourself to upgrade your software with more better plant-based food habits. This is what we want to do. We want to make conscious dietary choices. We also provide comprehensive online resources to guide individuals in transitioning to plant-based lifestyle. Collaborations with nutritionists and chefs bolster our campaigns, providing invaluable guidance to community. So to know more about our Food and You campaign, you can see on the messages, we have put a website. Please have a look at it. We also have nutritionists who are part of these website. There is a tab called Ask Experts option. You can get a 30-minute free consultation from our nutritionist. If you want to campaign, if you want to venture out in the plant-based food system. So this is about us. My name is Anushri Kamath. I'm a campaign manager at Food and You. So today our topic of conversation is uh, optimizing fat loss on a plant-based diet, insights from a fitness expert and a yoga doctor, Dr. Ashwath K. So I would like to introduce a small bit about Dr. Ashwath K. Dr. Ashwath is a PhD holder in yoga and a certified nutrition, strength and conditioning coach. He is the head of yoga and research at Chaitanya Yoga and co-founder of Dynamic Fitness. A national level athlete and bodybuilder, Dr. Ashwath has earned accolades including an Excellence Award in Yoga, 2 silver medals at the State Level Championship 2023, and a bronze title as Mr. India 2023. Internationally, he won a silver medal at Mr. Galaxy 2024 in Thailand, marking him as India's first vegan bodybuilder to compete in and with a mission to to compete in and medal at the event. His expertise spans multiple yoga disciplines and meditation techniques with a mission to empower a lakh individuals to naturally overcome lifestyle diseases through plant-based elements without supplements or medications. So I would like to right now welcome Dr. Ashwath. It's a absolutely honor to for you to join today with us for this conversation, and I can see that many are interested for to know more about fat loss. So I would like to invite you and please introduce yourself. Tell us more, Dr. Ashwath.
Thank you, Anushri, ma'am, for that lovely introduction. Uh, Certainly, thanks to everyone who have joined. I know it's long weekend and Saturday afternoon. It's very hot outside, kind of gloomy, and we tend to take our own time, just slouch around, isn't it? So kudos to everyone who have made. I'm 100% sure that your time will be worth of this 1 hour. I'll I'll give you a lot of insights, the ancient wisdom techniques where you would have heard in the past, or it will mostly not in the YouTube or Google or in any of your AI tools. So these kind of information certainly I'll provide. And as uh, Anushri told, yes, I'm a PhD holder in yoga. I've been, with blessings of God, I've been able to do both bodybuilding and yoga championships, and I've won a lot of medals and placed there. I think I've not met anyone. I'm not proud about it, but I'm saying I've not met anyone who can do both a championship on yoga and bodybuilding. Right. So all this was possible when I switched from uh, I was taking milk. I was a vegetarian from birth, certainly, but I was taking milk and milk products when I switched. So this magic started. So before that, I was not aware of any competition, any yoga. All right. So we'll talk about this journey. And in fitness, when we talk about weight loss, it's always fat loss. When we talk about weight gain, it's always muscle gain. So always don't go with the word weight. So from today onwards, you shall have to take out the weight word from your dictionary. So it should be gain means muscle gain. Remember, loss means fat loss. So this should be your approach. So whenever you want to tell the universe or tell your body or you want to write a goal, you should always write fat loss, muscle gain. So never use the word weight. Okay. So in fitness industry, this is what we coin. Yeah. So Anushri, you can go ahead with. You have any questions? I can answer, or else I keep talking.
Great, thank you, Dr. Ashwath, for the introduction. I also would like to tell that Dr. Ashwa recently was featured in Hindustan Times for top 10 personalities for the year 2024. Congratulations, Dr. Ashwath, on that as well.
Thank
Um,
you so much.
Great. So I would like to start. I would like to tell the audience that we started with introduction. Now we're gonna go with a kind of a discussion between me and him. I have a set of questions that I prepared, so I'll be asking him his questions, and Dr. Ashwath will be answering them. And in after 45 minutes, after 30 minutes from now, the stage is open for you. You can list down questions that you want him to answer. You can also put it on our messages as well, or if you feel like coming online, you can come online and we'll allow you to ask questions directly. So hope we understand these small guidelines. Great. So Dr. Ashwap, the first thing that came in my mind when it comes to what you have done, what your journey has been, is that like how does one ensure they're getting enough protein and essential nutrients on a plant-based diet to support muscle maintenance while losing fat? Because this is something very common occurrence theme, because people say that if they quit meat products and dairy products, then there's not enough protein and essential nutrition. So how has your experience been regarding this?
It's one of the most common questions. When I went to Thailand on an international stage, when I told plant-based, the first question they asked was, even the international judge over there, right? How do you get the protein from? Where do you get the protein? Right? This is a common myth saying strength always come from streak, right? That's what the common myth. We need to eat some kind of animal product to build muscles, especially when you talk about major macronutrient called protein, isn't it? So ensuring adequate protein intake on a daily basis when you are in plant-based diet is very essential. So let's understand. So why protein is required? So protein is one of the macronutrients, right? So we have carbs, we have proteins, we have fat, we have fiber. So protein is one of it. First of all, we need to understand protein is not only for muscle building or fat loss, it also plays a very crucial role on metabolic processes. Your breakdown of the food could be or repair process, isn't it? So especially in the gym, we break the muscles there. So who does the repair? When you are resting, your protein does the repair. And a lot of hormones it is dependence on proteins and your skin, your hair, how you feel, right? Your immune system, which is one of the more major factors, depends on protein, and it helps in digestion. So one thing we need to understand is, see everything in a chemical composition. If you see what is protein, like CHO, like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Plus, it has extra molecule called nitrogen. So that's the difference, and it is structured in different way. Like if you go as per the theory, we have around 20 amino acids, right, in the protein. When you call as complete protein, there are two things. One is complete, one is incomplete. So I have 5 fingers in my hand. This is my complete hand. If I have four, it is my incomplete hand, right? So similar to this, complete protein has should have 20 amino acids. So protein will break down to amino acids as a structure, right? Where CHO and nitrogen is designed. Okay, various different types, different combinations. We call this as, so in the 20, 11 are non-essential, means body will make it itself. So 9 are essential. If I remember a few of the names, histidine, isoleucine, valine, then you have threonine, you have methionine, and you have leucine. So similar to this, three more I'm not able to recall. So you have 9 which are essential amino acids. So these are all required. Means you have to take from the external source, from the food. Because 11 anyway body is making, we need 9 more, which makes it as a complete protein. So if
Okay.
you come to plant-based, how how are we deriving? Many tell, okay, in plant based we don't have the complete protein. Like
Mm,
if you go to our ancestors, ancient root, we have combinations, right? Dal khichdi. So what is dal? Like protein, and khichdi, rice and dal mixed, isn't it? And you
right.
mix rice and a lot of sprouts to it. This will make you the whole protein or the complete protein.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go complete, equivalent to meat based, so you can go to tofu, tempeh, hemp seeds. These are all also called as complete protein, and it has all 9 essential amino acids. So we don't eat just rice, isn't it? We mix, we add dal also. So that's our practice. So that is where the complete proteins comes. And second thing, if you go with the muscle, so let's go with the muscle. So what does muscle? So first understand, you should, when you lower your fat, your muscles will tone up. What? Okay, let's understand the chemical composition of muscles.
Mm,
So muscles are made up of 70%, 70 to 75% of water.
mm.
Okay, and 20% is protein, which is amino acids,
Okay.
and maybe 5 to 10% of other minerals and enzymes. In that,
Okay.
1% is glycogen, where the excess glucose is stored in muscles, and rest 6 to 7% is fat. So
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about protein, when you talk about muscle building, people have seen eating lot of chicken, only chicken, right?
Mm.
They think, okay, chicken directly goes to the
Muscle.
their muscle and it will bulk up. No,
Huh.
you see, right? 70% is water. So water is
Correct.
what we are missing out on. Keep
Mm-hmm.
yourself very hydrated, and 20% is only protein in the muscle.
Okay.
So remaining glycogen, and you have fat also, you have other minerals also. So it's whole thing. So if you
Mm-hmm.
eat only chicken, there is no use, right? There is no absolutely no fiber. Show me any meat product which has it comes with fiber. Mm, all right. So we have a lot of option in vegetarian, vegan sources. Also have the beans, lot of lettuce. See in yoga, if you talk about, we call this as prana food.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What is the difference between a living body and dead body?
Mm.
The physical body is there, but why do we call that's a dead body? Uh, isn't it? So what is not there? The prana is not there. We tell no in Kannada also we tell prana hoitu,
Mm.
right? So that prana. So we call this in yoga pranic foods. So what is pranic foods? Where the life is there in the food. See, for example, you take a sprout, right? You take
Mm.
this any beans, so you
Any
put it in.
any
Yeah,
fruits as well, vegetables as
yes,
well. Yeah.
absolutely. So live is you just put it in water,
Mm.
right? It will soak and you tie it. So
Mm.
next day morning, from where does that sprouted? Where does that extra life
Correct.
came from?
Mm.
So means you have a prana inside it.
Correct.
Same goes with the fruit. Is seed you put over the period of time, maybe 1 week, 2 week, depending on what fruit. There is one small sapling sprouts up. So
Mm.
means that food has the prana. So if you eat more pranic food, your prana in the body is increased.
Mm. Correct.
So we'll talk about this five manomaya, five koshas in the body when you talk about yoga.
All right. All right.
So
So what you're saying is we can get enough amount of protein in the plant-based diet
that
itself. We don't have to rely on animal products, because if you do rely on animal products, there are some side effects to it as well. So that
100%.
is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
as I told, no, show me any animal product which has fiber. There is no fiber,
There's
you'll
no
be
five.
insulin resistivity, right?
Correct. Correct. Thanks, Dr. Ashwa, for that. So, so now moving on to the next question. So I can see people already dropping in questions. I would really encourage everybody to do drop in questions, and we will take it up in the last 15 or 20 minutes in the segment. In the meantime, I would request Shubham to share the websites about Food and You, and I would encourage people to have a look at it and sign up for free consultations. Great. The second question is yoga's role in fat loss. From your experience, how can yoga practices enhance the fat loss process for someone on a plant based diet?
Okay. Yoga and plant-based or vegan diet goes hands in hand. So if you
Mm-hmm,
go deeper into yoga, what is not being practiced, what is being practiced outside commercially is just on the mat, right? They
mm,
come, they do some omkara, they do some stretching, Surya Namaskara, and go home. So as per me, yoga is not what you do on the mats. Yoga is what is done outside the mat. See,
mm-hmm,
why that definition? If you take Ashtanga yoga from by Patanjali Maharshi, you have 8 limbs of the body, eight
mm,
limbs of yoga. Start with Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyana, Dharana, Samadhi. So 8 limbs, right?
mm,
So why Patanjali Maharshi has given Asana as third? Why not first?
mm,
So means we have first standard, second standard, then we can move to third standard.
mm.
Isn't it? Means we have
Correct.
yamas, we have niyamas. Means yamas means don'ts and
Okay.
do's. So before the session, also you told we have certain practices, do's and don'ts. You
Correct.
educated the audience, right? What we need to do. Everywhere we have that rules, right? So even law is there. So we can't break the law. We'll be punished.
Mm,
So certainly in yamas don'ts means first thing is ahimsa, non-violence, non-harming of other living beings. If you
mm,
are not doing that, how can you move to third and go to on the mat and do asanas and
mm,
pranayama? Pranayama is fourth. So then you have pratyahara, right? Then you have to go to dharana. You have then dhyana, then samadhi. So
mm.
dhyana is in the seventh state. Means you can't go sit in the mat on the mat and close your eyes. That's not actually meditation. So have you passed first to sixth standard? Then you go to dhyana.
Correct.
Right. So first step is do's. In do's, we have 5 steps. Like we have himsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya means you should follow some kind of you should resist from sexual activity until you attain marriage age, and you have to talk truthfulness.
Mm,
Right. So like this, we asteya means non-stealing. So all
mm,
these things are there. But first in Yama, first in Ashtanga Yoga Yama, in a Yama, first point is Ahimsa. That's what
mm,
Patanjali Maharshi mentioned. So if you're not following Ahimsa, you're killing the animals and eating, then how do you relate that to yoga, right? So when you
correct.
talk about yoga, you have to first follow Ahimsa.
Mm,
Then you
okay.
have do's also, like you have to be shaucha, means before practice, you have to take bath. All these things are external factors, right? Asteya means some kind of austerity you should do, like raise
Okay.
before sunrise,
Mm,
then take bath, do some prayer. So these are all, this comes under asteya. So first thing is ahimsa. So that is first thing. So second, when you come to scientific, see, this is yogic science. Okay, when you come
mm,
to actual science, metabolic process will boost. So there are a lot of studies which says fat loss is definitely possible when you do Surya Namaskar and
mm-hmm,
power yoga. There is something called power yoga where you uh, you, at your own body weight, where do you do
mm,
intense practice? Maybe it
mm.
could be number of repetitions or the way you perform asanas, right? It's a combination of strength, endurance, and flexibility.
Okay.
And certainly, it's the modern name I can give you as HIIT, high intensity interval cardio. These are
Correct,
all
correct.
derived from yoga. If you
Mm,
see,
mm,
you have Ashtanga yoga, Ashtanga Surya Namaskar A, Ashtanga Surya Namaskar B. All these are all high intensity. They didn't name as such, but now the Western science has told high intensity is good for metabolism, your heart rate,
mm,
everything, isn't it? So that is second. Third is mind muscle connection. So you would have
mm.
heard of this. People who are going to gym or in fitness, they know what is mind muscle connections.
Uh-huh.
So what does yoga told? Yoga is what? So whatever you do, just focus on that point. That's very simple. I'm
Mm,
eating, just focus on eating. I'm drinking, focus on drinking. I'm talking, just focus on this.
mm,
You're working, just focus. That's what it is, mind muscle connect. When you're working out in the gym or you're doing any asana, just focus on that part. So this mind muscle connection also will help you,
mm,
right? Psychologically, the universe. So I just imagine, okay, yeah, yeah, it might be very weird if at all. So imagine there is a pipe which is going out from
mm,
your anus.
mm,
Just think, okay, all the fat, there is something yellowish coming, all the fat is going out.
mm,
It might feel weird for you, but it works over the period of time. Oh, yeah. Imagine, okay, everything is going out, going out. Fine. I have a super good body with ideal body fat percentage.
mm,
We'll talk about all this. So, and third thing is stress.
mm.
There is a hormone called cortisol. Okay. When
Yes,
you are into stress,
I keep hearing about this. People
yes,
keep marketing about
yes,
it as well.
yeah,
That how to reduce cortisol. Yeah.
yeah. Especially the chronic stress
Mm,
promotes the fat storage while the cortisol is released, right? And when it releases, it eventually comments puts your load on the fatty cells, which eventually convert into triglycerides,
okay.
right? So it's certainly yoga, you all know, right? It's a stress buster and it
Correct.
regulates the cortisol level, as I told,
Okay.
mind connection. So be
Mm.
calm, do pranayama, right? Yama, niyama, then come to asanas, and then come to pranayama, right? Pranayama means increasing the
Prana
prana,
Shakti.
prana
Mm,
shakti, right? What is prana shakti? Breath in scientific terms. So all these things combined together, obviously, you'll burn a lot of fat. And the mind, if you are strong in the mind, see how do you get tempted with five senses?
mm,
When you see, when you smell, oh, I feel like eating,
mm,
right? When you sound, when you touch the food, I feel like. But if you are into yogic practice, you have that control over your mind. So enemies of the mind, you know, right? Five enemies. Five senses are five enemies of the man. So that's what they tell, right? So when you have control, no means no. That's all. Very simple. No means no. I don't want means I don't want. I don't want to eat gulab jamun means no. So these control when you have or regulation when you have when you are into serious practice of yoga, into deeper. As I told, when I talk about yoga, it's not just what you do on the mats. Okay.
mm,
So this will certainly give you a lot of control over your mind. So mind is everything. So you can build good muscles, you can lose a lot of fat only with the mind. So body is maybe 20%.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. These things you can be certainly done in yoga. As I told, power yoga, Surya Namaskar, all these practices are very good to burn fat. Need not to have some external machines or lift
Great.
weights.
Great. Thanks for that detailed explanation, Dr. Ashwath. That was definitely, it gave me an insight about the connection between the mind, body, and, how we can channel it towards fat loss as well. Thank you so much for it. So I would like to go to next question. I can see that Ms. Meenal has raised a question. We will get to you, ma'am. During the last 15 minutes of the session, we have dedicated it for Q&A, so we'll get back to you on it. So the third question, Dr. Ashwath, is the common pitfalls to avoid. What are the most common mistakes people make when they switch to a plant-based diet for fat loss, and how can they avoid them?
Yeah. So when I've seen people when they switch, right, they rely on some unwanted foods as a snack. They eat good in breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but when it comes to snack, they'll give up. Or maybe they're not well educated about what to eat, what not to eat.
Mm.
Generally, in office also, like most of the IT company, they keep biscuits on the table, right? Biscuits on the table. So
Correct.
what are these biscuits? Like fresh juices, we think fresh and biscuits. So show me any biscuits in India, okay? A
Mm.
challenge. Without maida, without sugar, and without oil, hydrogenated vegetable. Show me any
Correct.
biscuit. I'm interested to buy, right? So these three combination of foods are, I could say, deadly combination for your gut.
Mm.
It will literally kill your gut microbes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do this. Go to any supermarket, right? Just take random 10 biscuits packet and check the nutritional labels.
Mm.
Show me any food, all the biscuits are maida, oil, sugar,
Correct.
right? You think, okay, I'm in fat loss diet, right? I'll not touch chocolates.
Mm.
I'm okay with biscuits. So
Mm.
chocolate you have weekly once, probably 15 days one, but biscuit you think, okay, two in a day, I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
It is double sugar, double maida, double processed than chocolates. I'm not telling chocolates are good, but
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you think chocolates are bad, I should not eat, but you are eating biscuits. It is double than that. And
Okay.
all the parents also we think, right? Okay, biscuit आज snacks में biscuit दे देंगे बच्चे को. No, again it is this deadly combination.
Mm.
So we think fresh juices are good. So we don't see in 2024, the topmost thing, or I could say IIT IM knowledge, if you know how to read nutritional labels, if you know how to read the ingredients, you are at that level.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
99% of the people don't know, and we just turn right just to see the price or expiry date. You don't actually read the labels. It's very important to read
Correct.
what you're putting in your mouth. My car is petrol or diesel. You just go stop near the petrol only. Okay, please petrol. Why not diesel? Then how can you put some unwanted things in your body, in your mouth?
Correct.
So please read through and don't fall for these traps, right? Cereals, oats. I don't know oats, how did it come? Maybe 25, 30 years back, there were no oats. Certainly don't recommend oats. We think all it's good. It's not our local. I always tell go local, seasonal, regional, and economical. It should be
Mm.
very economical. Even
Correct.
our farmers should get sustained. Which farmer is producing oats? Why are we? It's kind of imported, right? So
Absolutely.
why are we buying? So keep it very simple. Go to that memory of what your grandmother fed you.
Mm.
A handful of, at least my grandfather, when I tell I'm hungry, I want some snacks, handful of peanuts with some jaggery. Very simple,
Correct.
right? Switch to these kind of options, right? Go for lotus seeds, full makana.
Mm.
You get. Don't go for this. Definitely no. And there is a trick also, right? Farm fresh, all these things. The name of the company is fresh, but not the food. Name of the company is called fresh.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I've heard this also that many of the food companies they use the color green to convince us that
Yeah.
it's fresh and it's natural, but it's not the case when you read the ingredients.
No, it's not. It's not. It's all, tomato ketchup, taza tomato ketchup. I don't know, fresh stuff. It's the name of the company.
Correct.
It's not actually fresh. So please go with the minimal snack. The best snack I would say is fruits always,
Mm.
definitely. Right?
Mm.
Anyway, mango is around the corner. So you can
Yeah.
go take it. And it's nutritionally dense and a lot of fiber, very low in calorie. There is no instant spike. When
Correct.
you take these sugars, when you take this processed, there is instant spike of
Mm.
the glucose, right? So eventually your pancreas has to produce more and more insulin. Then gradually will become resistant to it. So then
Makes
it's called
sense.
metabolic syndrome.
I see what you're saying. What you're saying is that the most common pitfall is that when people turn into a plant-based diet, they have that mindset ki, now I'm healthy, so I can eat
Yeah,
other
I
junk
can eat.
foods.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
I did the same thing. It's been 10 years since I turned plant-based. And
Oh,
initially when I
wow.
turned plant-based, I was like, so anyway, I'm on a healthy diet. Now I can eat, because Oreo biscuit is, completely vegan. It doesn't have any milk products. So, I started eating Oreo, hide and seek, which I never had habit before at all.
Yeah, yeah,
And I started seeing how unhealthy I was getting as well, that calling myself plant based but still eating junk food. So I'm glad
that's
you bridged the gap between that,
uh,
it's not just about being plant based, but it's also about avoiding complete junk and processed food. And trust me, Dr. Ashwath, when I say this, that my life is actually changed after I avoid processed food.
awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
so just fruits in the morning breakfast, and feel so fresh and healthy to start the day
Yeah,
like that. And also included seeds as well in my diet, watermelon seeds and
definitely,
sunflower seeds that become my snack compared to the biscuits and
absolutely.
the chips. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Be aware of hidden sugars. So nowadays, these companies are very smart. They don't put sugar, but they put other names,
Mm,
sucralose, maltodextrin, all
yeah.
these unwanted names where people will not easily identify. They think low sugar or no sugar. No sugar has more sugar instead, but not in direct form.
Mm,
Right? So we should be very careful about all these things. So packet foods, almost everything will have this. Nobody is genuine. So be very careful when you are especially into fat loss journey.
great. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Ashwath. So the next question is impact on metabolism. Can a plant-based diet improve one's metabolism? If so, how does it work?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Certainly, I'm the live example. When you talk about right metabolism, so what is metabolism? It's a very big process. So each and every cell does a metabolic activity.
Mm,
Right, any chemical reaction in your maybe 25, 30 trillion cells, whatever it does, so everything boils down to metabolic. So if I want to explain in the layman is, so when you are at rest, the basic metabolic rate. So we all
mm,
know BMR. We all talk about a lot of BMR. What is BMR, right? So
mm,
how much your body is able to burn the calories when you are at rest. So it could
mm,
be for respiration, it could be for digestion, right? For all this activity, so how much it is burning. So when you talk about metabolic, so obviously because there is plant-based has something called phytochemicals. So in
mm,
animal products, we have very least or we don't have. But in plant-based, we have phytochemicals, which is certainly a very good antioxidant. What does antioxidant means? So now anti means opposite. Take
mm.
out the oxidation, which is the byproduct of all this activity, metabolic activity. So
Okay.
the more you take out, the more you reverse your age. The more
Mm,
oxidation you have. See, what does pranayama do, for example, in yoga? So when you deep breathly, you go till the last lobe of your lungs and take out the carbon dioxide or
mm,
unwanted oxidation. So that's why deep inhale, exhale. Even in Kapalabhati, right?
mm,
In Bastrika, why we forcefully exhale, push, exhale. That's also an antioxidant, right?
mm,
So all these, when you do a metabolic process, see, metabolic process is very simple. When you prepare a dish, right? So you cut all the vegetables you prepare. At the end of the day, you have so much of waste. So could
mm,
be the edges of the vegetable or some packet cut. So these are all that. These things are inside only. So how do you take out? So what do? You clean and put it in the dustbin. Same
mm.
way you should take out. So these are metabolic activities. So in plant-based, how it works is, as I told, there is high in phytochemicals, phytonutrients it's called.
Correct.
And you have, see, when you eat carbs, simple and complex carbs. So only the structure is little change, like monosaccharide and disaccharide is the difference. Like you take high sodas, white breads. It
Mm,
is high in GI, glycemic index.
mm,
Means as soon as you put that body inside, how much glucose is? It's called glucose shot.
mm,
How much the glucose is shot in your body? It
mm.
depends on which food. That's what is glycemic index is called as,
Okay.
right? So now, the moment you eat anything, so how the metabolism works is it will break down to C6H12O6. That's a science which we have studied in photosynthesis.
Mm,
So end of the day, a body identifies only glucose, C6H12O6. And
mm.
if you go deeper, it's called ATPs, sin triphosphate is the currency for the body,
Okay.
right? So when you put it will break down into glucose.
Mm,
So glucose has to is now it's in the bloodstream. It has to go inside the cells. For that, it will go and knock the cells. Cells will tell who are you. I'm not
mm,
able to identify you.
mm,
So, so glucose will ask, what do I do now? Like
mm.
it's like a story I'm telling. So it
It's
goes.
nice. Yeah.
There is something called a pancreas.
Mm,
Okay, go get a ID card
mm,
which is called as insulin from there. So all
mm.
the glucose goes. It takes the insulin. Now it will again knock the cells. Okay, I have the insulin, and it goes inside. Without
O-
insulin, the cell door is not open.
Okay.
Okay, so now what happens in this plant based,
Mm,
since you have fiber, so you have
mm,
a lot of fiber in plant based, so the glucose, right, when it breaks down, it doesn't shot up instantly. It will go tip by tip. Maybe
mm,
on a shivalinga water will tip up
mm.
up. That's how it breaks down. Whereas
Acha.
you put a soda, it will spikes like this. It goes
Mm,
up like this. The moment it comes down, again you are putting some snacks, it goes up. The
mm,
moment it settled down, you got lunchtime. Again it went up.
mm,
Then somebody is calling for coffee, tea, some bonda bhaji, somebody's birthday. So it is very unstable, right? It is
mm.
not stable. So it is throughout the day, it's like this. Then dinner came, it's like this. So where is
Correct.
your glucose? So always it is on the spike.
Mm,
So always the pancreas from the beta cells has to produce more and more, more and more, more and more. Then eventually your you will become insulin resistant because when you
mm,
eat a lot of carbs, it needs more pancreas. So what is insulin resistant? Very important to understand, right? When the pancreas send the insulin, but the cells are not or less responsive to it, the muscle cells. So it will
mm-hmm,
not take, it's not taking that insulin because you are insulin resistant. So now in the bloodstream, insulin is still going on.
mm-hmm,
If you eat carb loading, blood sugar is there, insulin is also there, but it's not taking. Cell
mm-hmm,
is not taking. So where does it go? So one is IGF. IGF, insulin like growth factor will increase in the body. So
mm,
eventually it will turn into over the period of time extra growth tumor, which
mm,
is cancer, obviously. The second
mm.
thing is when it becomes, then you are named as metabolic syndrome disease. I don't call diabetes as a disease, certainly, but it's a temporary metabolic syndrome which can
Mm,
be reversed, certainly,
mhm,
with proper diet. So there are a lot of things like this. As I told, fiber plays a very, very crucial role.
mhm,
In meat, in non-plant based products, you don't have literally fiber.
mm.
Absolutely zero or one or two. Not even one, I would say. Right?
Correct.
Which is very important. And second point is in plant-based, we have something called thermogenesis.
Mm,
Thermo means heat.
mm,
Genes means generating. The
mm,
food you eat, for example, I'm taking a mango. I
mm,
have I have some uh, say 100 calories. I eat when the time it goes and digests, it will be like 150 calories. See the
mm.
magic? 50 is def, deficit there.
Uh-huh.
50 calories by just by eating, I gained.
Correct.
Gained in the sense on the negative side,
Mm.
right? This is called thermogenesis food or thermogenic effect. So there are
Okay.
certain foods when you eat, so it gives that effect in plant-based. So there are a lot of things like this. If you go in detail, so fiber plays like mother of all diseases. Any idea? What is the mother of all diseases? Who
No.
is the constipation? Right?
Mm.
Constipation is the mother of all diseases.
Okay.
Constipation, why? Two things very important for constipation. One is fiber,
Mm,
fermentation,
mm,
right? So these two are very important. That's why we had this idli dosa, kanji,
mm.
all these things in our ancient wisdom.
Absolutely. I mean, I completely attest to the statement that you made about the plant-based diet and metabolism. I had problem with metabolism. It was I was not eliminating every single day, and I thought it's a very normal thing. But 10 years back, when I turned into a complete plant-based person, because before that I used to eat a lot of meat and dairy products. Um, so when I switched to plant-based diet, the first thing that changed in my body is elimination on a regular basis.
Okay.
and it feels so light. It feels so light in the body and in the mind as well. And I just I never gave importance to elimination, because I only give importance to what I'm eating than what I'm, thinking about elimination. So it certainly did impact me a lot. In fact, my sinusitis reduced because of it, and I had asthma as well. That is also reduced because of
Awesome.
plant-based diet. So I really like the way you explained in a story wise about what happens, when the fiber kicks in and the insulin kicks in. I think that's a very visual way to explain people, to make them understand these complex. Inside our body, the complexities of what happens inside our body. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Rashwa. Also, I just like to make a small announcement that we have put on our messages the websites of Food and You. Just like to let you know, if you want to start your plant-based diet, we take up a dairy-free challenge. It's available on our website. If you take up a dairy-free challenge, you will get 30 minutes of free consultation with our nutritionist. And these are all plant-based nutritionists. They can handhold you towards your journey. The first consultation is free of cost. The following session, you have to pay as per their rates. So this is an effort from our side to encourage people to get to a healthier lifestyle. Um, Thanks again. Great. So I mean, these four questions. It was really heavy, Dr. Rashwa. So I would like to ask you one of the most common questions that, especially for someone like a athlete like you, or and especially people to go who go to the gym, are asked, constantly, and that is basically about the supplements. The
Mhm.
supplements, which is the fat burners, the pre-workouts, the caffeine, the keratin, the creatine, the BCAAs to burn fat. So these are all recommended, right? Like the moment I decide to be healthy and I go to a gym, the first thing that comes is like my pocket is burning, right? Like more than my fat, the first thing is burning is my wallet. So
True.
I have all these recommendations, all these diet charts and all these supplements. So what is your say on it? What is your opinion about these things?
I'm very much against supplements due to this many trainers, many health consultation, many dietitians hate me for sure.
Mhm.
I know there are top nutritionists, top dietitians who has more than my age of experience. They also recommend supplements, which I'm against.
Mm,
If you go deeper into science, why not? Why not supplements? If you ask, if you go very deeper into science, right? The body doesn't identify supplements. Period. I don't know if this top nutritionists are aware of this or not. But
mm,
what I'm talking is a global science and a Nobel science. So
mm,
Nobel winning science in I don't remember the year. I think it's 2009 or 19. I don't know. There was a scientist called
mm.
Global Gunthen. He
Okay.
got a Nobel Prize for saying there is something called food coding system in the
Uh-huh.
body,
Uh-huh.
right? We have different receptors in the cells
Mm-hmm.
where when you eat, how the food metabolism, when you eat, mouth, it goes, stomach, churn, right? It breaks down into smaller molecules, then it goes to the intestine, right? It has to be very minute, right?
Mm,
See, our veins, our arteries, our capillaries are very small. You
mm.
take out all the veins from your body, all the capillaries, you can circumambulate 2.5 times of the earth. Can you believe this?
Yeah, yeah. I heard this
See
fact
the
somewhere.
creation.
Yeah.
See the creation of the Lord. Just I'm sitting, I don't feel anything, I can serve. So small, so small it has to break down. Who breaks down all these things? The microbes in the body. Then it goes
Mm,
to the liver. Liver is like a gatekeeper, right?
mm,
You have a company. I can't enter your company. So
mm,
your security, the liver stops. You'll ask,
mm,
who are you?
mm,
I tell I'm an employee. You'll tell, show your ID card. So
mm,
if I show, they'll allow me. If
mm,
I don't show, they'll not. So
mm,
when liver stops and asks the food, what is your code? It asks in code, food
mhm,
coding framework.
mhm,
It stops and asks, what is your code? So it
mm,
tells my code is this. Okay, I'm this employee and my designation is that. Now, liver sends a signal to the brain,
mm,
RNA and DNA. So majorly RNA and DNA and asks
mm,
whether this code, are you familiar with this code?
mm,
Means, for example, I eat a carrot. So carrot's code is separate 1, 10, 11.
Hmm.
So this is the code. So it goes and asks the DNA.
Hmm.
So there is something called 1, 10, 11. Are you aware? DNA and RNA sense? Yes, I am aware because my grandfather, my great grandfather had this.
Hmm.
My father had this, my mother had this. It is in my DNA. So you
Hmm.
can send. So it goes, right? The moment you take any kind of medicines, any kind of tablets, any kind of supplements, stops, it will send the signal. There is
Hmm.
no signal coming back because my grandfather doesn't know what is protein, what is caffeine, what is whatever, what is creatine, what is BCAA, what is glutamine, right? They don't know.
Hmm.
So there is
Correct.
no signal coming back. So liver
Hmm.
will not allow. It will throw to the kidneys.
Hmm.
Eventually, kidney has to filter and come out. So you are paying and literally flushing out in the toilet. And that is one thing. Okay, money is secondary. What is primary? You are hitting the liver, you are hitting the kidney's health.
Hmm.
Eventually, you'll form uric acid, more half life. There are so many things, half life dose, all these things. This is called food coding system. Every cell has different receptors.
Hmm.
It's not it's not all the food will be taken by all the cells.
Hmm.
This is food coding system. It is very deep science and not spoken often by anyone. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh, I have not heard people speaking. So that's the reason these supplements doesn't work. So and it's
Hmm.
also faking. I know people take a lot of pre-workouts. They drink black coffee. What is black coffee? What is caffeine? It will
Hmm.
stimulate the central nervous system,
Correct.
saying you are able to do your workout for example, 30 minutes. But
Hmm.
it stimulates saying that you can do more. I have a lot of energy. My heart is pumping more. So you
Hmm.
think after 30 minutes also, oh, I have 30 more minutes of energy. Let me do more.
Hmm.
Your heart has to pump more. So your body is faking.
Correct. Mind is faking. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow. Wow. Correct.
half an hour is your capacity, but due to that caffeine, it stimulates. Okay, do
Correct.
more, do more, do more. My heart is pumping, 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 pumping. So
Hmm.
45 minutes more I do. What happened? 1 hour, 15 minutes. So that's the
Hmm.
reason people, they faint due to heart attacks. So there was
Correct.
recent incidents in Gujarat
Hmm.
during Garba, right?
Hmm.
More than
Yes.
15, 20 people died at the same time. I
Hmm.
don't know what they ate. Right? It's all faking, guys. That's why no, we feel drowsy, we drink coffee to make it alert. Oh yeah.
Correct.
So people tell, okay, can I drink tea? No, tea has more caffeine than coffee. See the
Oh,
creation.
really?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Oh.
See the creation of the Lord. Coffee is made in the bean.
Hmm.
Tea is in the leaf, but tea has more caffeine than coffee bean. Bean and
Wow.
leaf.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So these are all not required. I know people take a lot of fat burners. Again, all the fat burners have these three products. You can make a note of this. These
Hmm.
three products. Ephedrine is a banned substance
Hmm.
by US FDA in 2004.
Okay.
Ephedrine, what it does is it slows down your appetite.
Hmm.
Means you are hungry. Actually, body is sending a signal you are hungry, but it suppresses. You will not feel
Hmm.
that hungry, so that you
Hmm.
should not eat more. So you'll eventually burn your fat and reduce your weight. Right.
Hmm.
Second E is called ECA. Second is caffeine. So as I explained, caffeine is not at all good for the heart. Too much load on the heart. Third
Hmm.
is aspirin,
Hmm.
right? So this also it creates a strain on your body, on your muscles. It's
Okay.
not good. So all these fat burners have these three things.
Okay.
It's all banned. It's all under market.
Hmm.
It's called ECA. These are the stacks they use generally. So preferably, please go on an empty stomach. Means just drink water and go. The best.
Hmm.
So there is something called dawn phenomena. We can maybe talk in our next class. Why
Yeah.
empty stomach? People tell no, you should eat banana, you should eat sweet potatoes, you should eat a good rice, all those things. Why should we work out? It gives glucose. So there is
Hmm.
something called dawn phenomena also. Maybe next class I'll talk about. It's a very big again science, very
Okay.
deep science. Uh,
Perfect. I mean, I can also see it. We're already at 153 right now, and I couldn't stop you at all because it is so interesting, and I can see that we can have more sessions with you because you're going in such depth that I hardly have heard these
Yeah.
conversations. And we would like to have more sessions with you, Dr. Ashwath. Thank you so much for the kind of knowledge that you're spreading. It's very important at this day and age where people are, lacking the common, knowledge about health. And we have to rely on external sources, like doctors or physicians, and end up going to hospitals, and depending on medicines and gym trainers and everybody here. What we can see is that they're all taking money from us. And what is happening in turn is, I think, it's a responsibility of individuals to keep check about our health. Our health is our responsibility. I believe that. I learned it the hard way. Also, before we end, I would like to take some questions from the audience. Audience, please feel free to ask questions. I can see there are two questions already. One question is, how to assess the protein and fat content in the body?
Okay. See, you have a lot of machines. Again, it's not accurate, but close to accurate. You have a simple weighing machine. You can
Mm,
just stand, and
mm.
it shows your there is electrons, electric signal which passes due to sensors. Like how my uh, uh, smartwatch will give
Correct.
my heartbeat, right? Because there is
Correct.
sensors,
Mm,
and it passes. It's all electric, right? The body is electric.
mm.
So certain way you can check your body fat and your protein percentage. So generally, the typical rule is men should have 15 to 20% of body fat.
Mm.
Ideally, women should have 25 to 30% of body fat,
Okay.
right? And remaining is protein, obviously. So, for example, my body fat is somewhere around 12, 13, 14, and
Okay.
the rest are, as I told, the breakdown, right? What I gave initially. So
Mm.
maybe 70, 75% of muscles I have. So more
Okay.
the muscle is one organ where I would say out of this 4,000 diseases, there is no disadvantage of uh, muscle,
Okay.
right? Obesity or fat is disadvantage for beat any kind of disease. You get any
Mm.
disease, first thing they tell, lose your fat,
Mm.
right? Nobody will tell. There is no disease they tell, okay, lose your muscles first,
Mm.
right? So muscle is always an anti-aging.
Got it. Great. So, Miss Jayapriya, I hope Dr. Ashwath, I know, answered your question. The next question is by Meenal Jaiswal. How much protein per kg or percentage of total calories required? And the second is, how to start muscle mass building.
Okay. Uh, See, as per this UN and WHO, it's zero point 0.8 grams to 1 gram of body. Say I'm 60 kg, I want at least 60 gram of protein per day
Hmm.
to for a daily requirement. As I told, repair, cell repair, growth,
Correct.
metabolism, immunity, for all those things. Again,
Hmm.
don't go by the numbers, don't calculate exactly,
Hmm.
right? Keep it very simple. And if you are into performance, athletic, and you have a lot of goals, you are a pro, then you can increase your muscle. Sorry, increase your protein like 1.5 to 2 grams per body weight. Again,
Okay.
it depends on goal to goal. Need not to always measure and eat or be so sensitive to, okay, this food has both carbs and protein. How do, see, for example, I eat dal, I eat a lot of sprouts, so I
Hmm.
can't really differentiate. Okay, sprout means I have protein, I have carbs also, more carbs than protein. So I
Hmm.
can't literally divide it, right? So take it easy, keep it simple. No need to worry so much about the protein content, all those things. For muscle,
Hmm.
as resistant training, strength training, power yoga, Surya Namaskar, all these are very important. If you are focusing on, see, when you take your body fat low, your muscle obviously come. You can't see a person who is who has more fat and more muscles, right?
Hmm.
Other way around also, who has good muscles and good fat. No, both are contradictory. Both are opposite walls. You reduce your fat, muscles will be increased. You increase your fat, muscles, your increase your muscles, fat will be reduced, right? So keep it simple, and you can walk, keep walking. That's my best for fat burner. If you ask, walking is the best fat burner. It's called Sahaja Yoga in
Hmm.
yoga. So please walk before meal, not after meal.
Okay. Oh, I do the reverse. I always walk
No,
after the meal.
no. See, what is hunger? What is hunger means in your blood, the glucose should be zero.
Hmm.
Okay, that is what is hunger. When you walk for 15 minutes, the glucose will be zero in 1 liter of the blood. Means
Mm-hmm.
you have 5 liters of the blood basically. So where did that 10,000 come from? 10,000 steps walk is, you are all aware, right? So
Yeah,
where did it come from? What is the science behind this?
correct.
Average person has 5 liters of blood.
Mm.
1 liter of blood, in 1 liter of blood, how much glucose we have? 1 gram of glucose we have.
Okay, okay.
You know what is for, that's why in report, in diabetic report, if you see fasting sugar is 100 mg per dl. What is 100 mg per dl? Means take 1 liter of bottle,
Mm.
right? Take 1 liter of bottle, divide it into 10 parts. The
Mm.
1/10 of the part is called dl, deciliter.
Mm.
Means 100 mg of glucose in 1 deciliter also equal to 1 gram in 1 liter. 5
Got it.
liters of blood, 5 gram.
Correct.
So to lower, to make it zero, to make the glucose zero in 1 liter of blood, 15 minutes walk is required. 5 liter
Okay.
is 1 hour, 15 minutes. Ideally 75 minutes. So more or
Ah,
less it is coming up to 8 to 10,000 steps a
multiple
day.
steps. Correct, correct.
So that's the science.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great. I think if allowed, I can just go on, and I'm sure audience are also with me on this. That you have vast array of knowledge on this and the way you explain it. So again, I would invite the audience, if you have any burning questions right now, this is your time. Go ahead and click on the unmute button and ask the question directly.
Yeah, yeah, please ask. Can please make a note of these two important things which I want to tell. Uh, if you are into fat loss or muscle building journey, remember 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories. You can write down 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. Means fat is almost 2.5 times more than proteins and carbs. So people tell ghee, okay, 2 spoons of ghee I take, it's very good. So the moment you put 2 spoons, 10 into fat, 90. Ghee is 99% fat. So 90 calories you easily got, which means you have to walk for almost 1.5 hour or 1 hour to take out the 2 spoons of ghee because it has 9 calories. So please make a note of all these things and remember it's very important when you read the nutritional labels also, just turn the packet and see the fat. Fat is 150 or any number into 9. You should make into 9. So
Okay,
that is your calories, number of calories.
okay, okay. Got it. Great. I can see there's one more question here. But if we don't eat anything, will we be able to work out? I
That
mean,
is
people tend to pass out while doing workout. People say it is because they didn't eat anything at all before doing workout. What do you have to say about that?
that is your ideal body's capacity. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you should respect your body's limit. So
Mm,
I don't take anything, beat any form of workout, even leg, most hardest muscles and biggest muscles in the body. I don't take anything, just water because I know my limit. Say
mm,
maybe 45 minutes. I know, okay, I can listen to my body. My body is tired. That's what is my limit.
mm,
Okay, if I take something or if I want to take some caffeine or and go, I can do for 2 hours also, but that's not my ideal. That is
mm,
one thing. Second thing is if you don't want to do any take any pre-workout, you want to eat banana. See, if banana has, for example, you eat banana. So what happened? Your blood sugar level is stable because you have fasted entire night. Okay.
mm,
Now you are working out for 40 minutes. Where the energy is coming from? Energy is coming from the glycogen, which is stored in the as a form of glycogen is what is glycogen? Okay, very quickly. When
mm,
you eat C6H12O6, break down glucose.
mm,
Glucose for the activity,
mm.
ATPs, the currency of the body. Extra glucose. What do you do? Say, I have my lot of books here, right? A lot of books here. My desk is full now. So
Mm.
extra what I do, I put it in my cupboard. So
Mm.
the cupboard is called as muscle, brain, and liver.
Oh.
Glycogen. This is glycogen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Still extra. Still I have 10 more books. Where will I give my cupboard is also full. My desk is also full. Where I'll
Mm.
put? I'll put it in next room.
Mm.
Okay. That is called as fat. It will eventually go into the lipid and triglycerides. That extra fat. So now we are doing empty workout and your energy is coming from that fat.
Ah,
If you
correct,
eat banana, the energy is coming from banana. You are not allowing your body to touch that fat. So
correct.
this is the reason most of the people 6 months, 1 year, they keep going. The fat, they still say their fat percentage is still the same because what they eat, they're burning. What they eat, they're burning. They're not allowing the body to touch.
Mm.
the fat. So always
Correct.
try to go empty stomach. I know it's not easy. Initially, it takes a lot of practice. Initially, you feel very fatigued, but eventually you'll be able to do. Do 10 minutes,
Mm.
15 minutes. Gradually, you go up to 5 minutes. You can increase every week. No
Mm.
need to work for 2 hours. It's all myth. More better. No, more is worse. You should know
Correct.
your body limits.
Perfect. So, honestly, Dr. Ashwath, I still have so many questions for you, but we have a time limit till 2 o'clock. So, what I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
like to do is I would like to keep a part two of this version in a coming
definitely.
month in April. So, I'm sure people who are here they would also again join in and continue this session and ask you more questions. Uh, I can see someone message saying that will this recording be available somewhere? Yes, this recording will be available on our official YouTube channel, which will be Shubham. Can you paste the YouTube channel here, please, the link, so that you will expect to see this video maybe in the next couple of days. Shubham will try to do his best to put the video in the next 24 hours. Mm, I can see that someone said surely we'll join part two as well. Great. We look forward to hosting you on the
Okay,
part two.
one last I wanted to talk. Okay,
Uh-huh.
as you told in yoga, the fat
Mm,
burning technique I'll give you in yoga. Okay, there is a
okay.
switch, right?
Okay.
So mudras, there are a lot of mudras. How it works is if I turn on the switch here, somewhere the light turns on right there because
Uh-huh.
we have wire connection.
Mm,
Similarly, we have nerve ending points. Five. We are made up of panchabhutas, right? We are
mm,
all aware.
mm.
Five elements.
Correct.
So that's why we have 5 fingers, not 4 or 3. So,
Mm,
so I'll tell you quickly. This is called Agni, this is
mm.
Vayu, this is Akasha, this is Prithvi, this is Jala. So that's why we used to ask in school, ma'am, toilet, right? Because this is
Correct.
Jala. So
Mm.
I'll give you a quick. So just take this Prithvi Mudra
Mm-hmm.
and at the base of the Agni Mudra, you should keep like this. Both this is called Surya Mudra. So this
Okay.
helps in fat burning. Means it will
Okay.
increase the metabolism. Thermogenic, you remember? When you
Mm.
eat food, sit in Vajrasana and hold like this. This
Okay.
will increase the metabolism and reduce the fat. So one last tip I want to
Is
tell.
that correct? Is the way I'm holding is correct?
Check. Yes. Okay.
Huh.
Now
All
here,
right.
this base
The
of the,
base. Okay.
this tip of the finger should touch the base of the
Base.
thumb.
Okay.
This is
Got it.
called Surya Mudra.
Surya Mudra.
Surya Mudra. Surya is always right
Mm.
nostrils means increasing the heat in the body. Means
Okay.
metabolism, not literally that heat, not vata, it's metabolism. Eat food, sit in Vajrasana, Mudra. No need to just listen to the meeting or class or just watch the TV. It's very effective. Try. This is
Mm.
the best yogic fat burner. Simple, no side effects, 100%. Right.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I can also see there's one more question. Whenever I do fasting, I will have a headache and acidity. What is the reason?
Okay. See, fasting is not recommended for everyone,
Mm,
right? If you don't have practice, I've been in yoga for a lot of years. I've been practicing in every Ekadashi, 15 days once I fast for almost 32 hours. So
mm,
it has been practice. So start slowly.
mm,
Maybe you can try to eat dinner by 7, 7:30, and next day, no need to go for exact 16 hours, 12 hours, increase 13 hours, 14 hours. Take it slow, right?
mm,
Need not to fast entire day. It's not easy. As I told, in body, acids are created, Jataragni, what we call
mm.
digestive enzymes are created. If you don't give your food, it will burn the mucus layer. So that's why you
Acha.
feel that prickiness, right? Because
Correct.
it's waiting. Every day you have been eating at 9:30, 10, and suddenly you're not eating, it burns the mucus, then that's why you feel jalan. Okay.
Mm,
For us, it has been tuned that every 15th day, okay, Dr. Ashwath will not eat. So don't ask for the food. Brain has every 15 days, once Ekadashi, I've been doing this for 5, 6 years now. So
mm-hmm.
every 15, the body knows, okay, today there is no food, shut your digestive system, shut your digestive enzyme. So
Correct.
it takes practice in yoga. Again, pranayama, a lot of techniques, Ashtanga yoga. It takes
Mm,
practice, but start slowly 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, 15. So increase. So don't go suddenly to doing 20 hours fasting. All those things will not
mm,
work.
mm, mm, mm.
Keep drinking water more.
Correct. Even it's the same thing with me when I do Ekadashi fasting, and I have a group of like 40 people. We do
Very
fasting
good.
every Ekadashi, and that's what it started as well. And read somewhere that headache can also be when there is a drop in sodium. So people. I mean, the group is very open, so people were saying that why don't you take a little bit of a salt and the headache will reduce. What do you have to say about that, Dr. Ashwa?
I'll be very honest and brutal. Salt is a
Please.
poison,
Okay.
right? So even if you're not fasting, also you should not take salt because it's inorganic in nature.
Mm-hmm.
The body is not used to take salt, or body doesn't know how to digest it,
Uh-huh.
right? So that's why in BP diabetes patient they tell no salt or low salt. So maybe
Correct.
next time how to make the inorganic salt to organic salt next class.